What is up, YouTube? That's here. Today I'm bringing you guys my favorite rental team so far for Scarlet and Violet for Regulation C. This is a team I made in one of my max tier coaching sessions with Donnie. Donnie, for those of you guys might know, I'm going to leave links to all his stuff in the description, is the guitarist of Cradle of Filth and Aether Realm. Super crazy, amazing metal guitarist. Think about checking out his stuff. He's one of my max tier Patreons, and he wanted a really good, hyper aggressive, hyper offensive team to use in Regulation C, so we built this. It features Chien-Pao Dragonite, which is very standard right now, and it features a really good take on Maushold with a little bit of, I would say, spice, right? Scizor is a very underrated pick for how good I believe it is in this format, and Farigiraf is the best Imprisoned Trickery Mon in this format because everyone's playing that priority game. That Armor Tail allows you to go for your priority moves, but your opponent can't go for theirs. This team is amazing at dealing with all those Palafin teams, all those Baxcalibur teams, and it excels at destroying things that are built around using Arcanine and Amoonguss as defensive pivots. I would highly recommend this rental code, and if you guys want rental codes that you guys can use in your own games, think about checking out the Patreon. There's a ton of rentals on there. We do a bunch of team fixings, we do coaching sessions, so much cool stuff going up on Patreon right now, and I would highly recommend you at least check it out. Let me know what you think. And before we get into the battles, the question of the day: what is your favorite Pokemon game of all time and why? I've been playing Pokemon since Gen 1, obviously. Literally the day Red version came out, I was at the store and I bought it. But I would say Gen 3 is probably my favorite. And I like Ruby and Sapphire more than Emerald. I think just because I have better memories of playing those. I always like the actual base games more than like the little remake that comes a little bit later, because the nostalgia is like more real. It's your actual first time experience. But yeah, use this rental in your own games. Hopefully you enjoy this. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite teams for Regulation C, and I highly recommend it. And yeah, let's go. Just win a bunch of games because this team is literally free wins right now. Wish me luck. Here we go. Alright, this first game going up against Palafin, Kingambit, Ting-Lu. So the way Palafin works in this format, I believe, is they want to usually lead like Palafin and another Mon that could be like a bully. So you could lead like Palafin, Kingambit, or even like Palafin, Flutter. And then what most people do is they pivot out to Palafin for something that mitigates damage. So you're going to pivot out Palafin for Arcanine, get an Intimidate. Pivot out Palafin for Amoonguss, different defensive typing, be able to block, that sort of stuff. So that being said, we should be able to read what they're swapping out the Palafin for, punish it, and then when they have to re-bring out the Palafin, we don't really care as much. So that being said, I think something like Maushold, which would normally be a very decent lead into this team, probably isn't the best, just because they're also going to be playing things very passive. I don't also think we need the Farigiraf. I think something like Scizor could be good. And then like something like Scizor Chien-Pao could actually end up being very solid here. We have the Sacred Sword to be able to mess with the Kingambit as well. And like from there, I think something like Dragonite's good. And I'm going to bring the Maushold just because I want to be able to redirect a Jet Punch in the late game. Or could I could just bring Farigiraf there, huh? No, I like the safety goggles to be able to redirect Amoonguss. Also, if they do read Amoonguss and I don't want to deal with that, I can like protect my Chien-Pao, or even like hard swap out my Chien-Pao, go for a U-turn, see where they're targeting, and you know, basically just play the game like that. So I think this is a good looking team for our opponent. We're giving it a lot of respect. I wonder if they're going to lead Arcanine. Arcanine leading versus us could be lame because we led Chien-Pao Scizor, but we have the right Mons in the back, and I just feel like leading Arcanine's so greedy against Ape. Are you really bringing that Arcanine? Alright, cool. That's very standard. So no Palafin, right? If they had Palafin, they would have brought it. So I'm going to say that because we see these leads, we already knew that it was probably going to be Flutter or Kingambit. I'm surprised to see both. But in this exact situation, oh, it's going to be Booster Flutter. Cool, we can just bullet punch that, right? But realistically, let me take a look at this here. They probably have either Amoonguss Ting-Lu or like Arcanine Ting-Lu or Arcanine. I don't think they're going to bring Ting-Lu because Ting-Lu dropping special attacks doesn't really work for us this team. So it's probably going to be Amoonguss Arcanine, and we'll be able to deduce that based off what the board state looks like here. I don't think there's an issue with going with a double protect this first turn, but I would like to see if we can massively punish this. We're going to go for the bullet punch into the Flutter Mane, and I'm not going to lie, I'm just going to do it. We're going to Sacred Sword in the Kingambit. There's nothing really wrong with going for a passive play, but I don't want them to get up a substitute with that Flutter. So I want to be able to pin things immediately, and they have to pivot, and that's their booster gone. You could bring in that Arcanine if you want, buddy. Or there it is. Like, so it's going to be the Arcanine. I don't think it's Ting-Lu. It's probably going to be Amoonguss in the back then. And so if we know that, the fact that we have that, mouse with safety goggles in the back is going to be very good for us. So let's see. And they're terastallizing. All right. I wonder what slot they're going to go into. realistically, this is still decent damage against both these because Chien-Pao just shreds their defense. It's going to go Dark Tera, so, bro, you still might actually be able to be messed up because, like, Sacred Sword plus, like, the Bullet Punch next turn is going to do a lot. That's good damage for Arcanine. And no Rocky Helmet, Starlight Orb Chip. Sacred Sword, big damage still, right? Like, still very, very significant damage. Corto Cleave probably hitting Scizor then? Okay. Oh my god. Is that going to be Black Glasses boosted or is he orbed? We're going to find out. Alright, so it's Black Glasses. Hey, good set. Like, I'm surprised that did that much. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of freaking damage. Dragonite can come in here just fine. I think we can pin the Arcanine with, like, E-Speed. I think E-Speed into the Arcanine's probably gonna be E-Speed plus, like, something. So, like, E-Speed there plus maybe, like, a Sacred Sword there. Should be enough to maybe get that. I don't think I care as much about the Kingambit as I probably should either. I kind of want to go for a Sucker Punch. You know what? This is... I don't want them to swap in the Flutter. Another thing that actually we can do here is we can just go with E-Speed into the Kingambit. Just get that slot off the board. And just a Protect. Just a standard Protect on the Chien-Pao. Being able to elongate that Pokemon's presence on the board. They're swapping that slot out for the Flutter. And that's really, really unfortunate. Really, we got never luckied in that exact situation. But I don't think it's the end of the world. They're probably either going for a Flare Blitz into our Chien-Pao, or they're going for like a Will-O-Wisp into our Dragonite. And we have the Lum Berry to be able to stop that. So, have we lost yet? No. Are we really happy about this situation? Also, no. Good thing is they already Tera'd, so I think we're very low-key fine to just swap out Chien-Pao next turn and go for just an Iron Head into their Flutter. E-Speed's going to get blocked, unlucky. And let's see. Flare Blitz, cool. We actually didn't lose anything for that. Cool. It's really cool that we just get to still keep our item. Very, very nice. We could Tailwind here. I don't think we necessarily need it. I'm just going to go straight away for the Iron Head into the Flutter and pivot out, get that Friend Guard boost onto my Dragonite as well. And then, remember, we do think that they have Amoonguss in the back. So being able to redirect that Amoonguss for the rest of the game is going to be really, really nice. Being able to redirect away Sucker Punches from that Kingambit is going to be very, very nice as well. We can also threaten on, like, switching back in our Chien-Pao, going for that big E-Speed into the Kingambit to be able to finish it off. I think that should be able to finish off from this Dragonite set. So far, though, they're playing this game about as good as you need to be playing it. They brought all the right Pokemon. And, let's just see what they're going to get done. They are going to be able to break our Dragonite's Multiscale this turn. But let's see what they're going to do. I wonder if they're going to go, like, Protect. Protect, Flutter, Wisp, Arcanine isn't bad. It's not bad. Like, my board's really not that great in this situation. So let's see if they do that. The Moonblast just straight away. Moonblast into what was Chien-Pao. Note that that doesn't even do half. They Wisp because they think they're nice. They think they're nice. So getting rid of this Flutter Mane is going to be so big for us. Hopefully we do get rid of it, I think. I think this should still get the KO. Lum Berry is going to be able to cure that right up. Iron Head, baby, almost gets the KO. Unfort. I think in this exact situation, I'm going to go for the E-Speed here. I kind of want to go for an E-Speed into the Arcanine and swap back in my Chien-Pao. But I also want to beat up the Flutter just to get it off the board. Beat up works when your Pokemon are healthy. So if they stick that burn, that's really bad. So yeah, we're just going to switch in the Chien-Pao here. We're going to go for the E-Speed into the Arcanine. Very surprised to see that Flutter Mane live. It's a very, very bulky Flutter Mane. And we're just going to try and delete the Arcanine, punish the Flutter Mane for going for a Protect play, and then next turn have a pin with Sucker Punch. That's kind of the goal what we're looking for here. We also might still be faster than them with our Chien-Pao now because they lost their booster. So hopefully we can condition them into protecting here. Never lucky. Hopefully get the Arcanine KO then. Right? I mean, let's see what we got. Just out of range. Moonblast into this thing. We have Multiscale, so we're fine. And let's see what the Arcanine's doing. If it is Flare Blitzing, cool. You're probably going to tick out. Hopefully you don't burn me. Don't burn me, bro. Got that Sash for days. Don't burn, don't burn, don't burn, don't burn. Cool. So Arcanine's going to go down. They should have Amoonguss and... I'm going to say Amoonguss, and we know that they have the Kingambit at like half. And I think E-Speed KOs Kingambit, and Sucker Punch should be able to lock up the... oh, Amoonguss, okay. Let's think about what we need to do here then. there's nothing really wrong with swapping Maushold in here, I don't think, and going for just a Protect, and then next turn we can just go Follow Me for days, for like literally forever, and just Sucker Punch out the Flutter. That way we don't have to deal with it. Cool. This is going to be our best play at playing around Spore. Moonblast shouldn't OHKO, and I wonder if they're going to go for some sort of like Pollen Puff play, but like, this is us playing the best that we can around Spore. So let's see it. Survey says Rage Powder. Sounds good. Don't have to deal with it. They're trying to Rage Powder away our Sucker Punch. Moonblast, they read us! Unlucky. Alright, so the question is, we don't know. I'm going to go for the beat up into the Flutter to get it off the board. And I am going to Ice Spinner. Do I want to do that? That seems like such a bad play. Because if they have D-Gleam, I might lose. I think in this exact situation, there's nothing really wrong with Protect and just a standard Ice Spinner into the Flutter main slot. It seems really low power, but I feel like we need to see how fast your Flutter is. And if you have Rage Powder, you have Rage Powder, right? There's a Rage Powder, so this means this Ice Spinner, if I'm either winning a Speed Tower or just faster, will get to do the damage we need to get done. Ice Spinner goes off. You can Dazzling Gleam me if you want. Look how much damage that is. And it's Rocky Helmet. I was not expecting Rocky Helmet at all. Not even the slightest bit. What a close game. Dazzling Gleam, and that's why we wanted to Protect there, because we knew that they were going to go for the D-Gleam. So in this situation, Dragonite's coming in. I wonder what the right exact play is here. We can E-Speed the Amoonguss, and then Mouse would die. And then they have the King Gambit, which is like going to be a mon that's going to be hard to get rid of. Mouse will die if I don't hit a double Protect. I think the right play then is double Protect and Tailwind. It's by far and away the best play that I have, I think. Oh my gosh, we got it, yo! Oh my gosh, show it to me. Are you Rage Powdering still? You should be. Okay, dude, this is so sick. Because now we're going to be able to outspeed everything. Now we're going to be able to outspeed literally everything. Dazzling Gleam, and it won't KO the Dragonite because we're just normal Tera right now. That was the most clutch double Protect I've used in a hot minute. In a hot minute. Now we outspeed the Flutter, right? So now I want to check the EVs on some of these. Dragonite is a 108. Mouse is 133. So they can't redirect away the Mouse, right? But we can just go beat up, well, which should still KO the Flutter main, and you can't redirect it. And an E-Speed will take out that Amoonguss, and it's still just our best move to use, so we might as well just use it. Oh my gosh, we're going to come back and get this one. We only get 2 hits of the beat up, by the way. So beat up only works for your healthy mon, so we only have 2 mons alive, so we get 2 hits. And it would also count, like, if I had a mon that was, like, burned or poisoned, that wouldn't count for the beat up either. So it's super good that our Lum Berry actually helped us out. So we take out the Amoonguss, we double tap the Flutter, and then we go redirection into the King Gambit. So we'll go, like, a follow me E-Speed into the King Gambit, get the KO, and get the win. Oh my goodness. As long as we take the Flutter out, come on. Yeah, let's go, dude. This is such a good game. This is the first game, too. This is a really good game of Pokemon. This person's played, like, I think every single turn about as perfectly as they could in a situation where they had, like, I would say an advantage in the team preview. And we just have to be able to KO that King Gambit with 2 E-Speeds. So I think that you still just follow me here. Because if you lose the Dragonite, you just lose. So follow me, and we basically get 2 E-Speeds out of this. We only have 2 left because Donnie didn't PP max these E-Speeds. Oh man, we might have to end up Iron Heading him out, which could let us get KO. Like, I wonder if they have Protect on that. Okay, they're not. They don't have it. Because they have Black Glasses, right? They have it. Let's see if it goes for Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch would fail against both of these. It's slower than E-Speed priority. So they'd have to Corto Cleave this. This is going to be so close. There's the Corto Cleave. So we're going to be putting ourselves in a situation, right, where if they Protect this next turn and wait out our last E-Speed and we have to go for Iron Head, we don't get the KO. And if we had the extra E-Speed, we'd be able to get it, but we don't. This is our last E-Speed. No Protect, no Protect. Just fight me, bro. Just fight me, bro. No, Donnie, you failed me. You gotta PP max these moves, bro. Oh, dude, that's game. That's probably just game. The only way that we win that, I can't believe, dude, you did PP max the move. That sucks. We're gonna literally lose just to that. You gotta PP max those 5 PP moves. We dread so hard. We can high roll the Iron Head, but like we're probably within range for a Sucker Punch here. They go for a double. They went for a double. They're trying to PP out all of our E-speeds. We don't have it. Oh my gosh. Oh, we take those wins, bro. Oh, do we take those? We take those all the way to the bank. They thought we'd be optimal. We're suboptimal. Suboptimal getting those wins. Those wins up. Yo, that's what we love to see. All right, more Palafin action. Again, when they use that Palafin and they want to switch it out, they're either going to be going into like that Arcanine or even maybe the Flutter to block like a fighting attack or even like something like the Amoonguss. So in these situations, you can usually like just nuke the Palafin slot if you pilot correctly. This team doesn't have Tailwind, so we don't technically need to Mousesape. But that being said, I think Mousesape is actually like really good versus this core. So I'm going to try the Mousesape lead. And then something like Chien-Pao Dragonite in the back. I think it might be better to bring Dragonite and Chien-Pao over Scizor. Scizor's like okay, right? Scizor's okay, but I think that Dragonite's going to be more value versus Palafin in the late game. And Chien-Pao is just Chien-Pao. Absolutely busted Mon, so we're going to use that. So we're locking into this. I wonder if they're going to go Palafin. I don't know if they'll bring backs in this game. If they were to bring backs, it would have to Terrastalize. Just because, like, Scizor shreds it, Chien-Pao shreds it, Dragonite's good against it in some situations. So they'd have to be wasting their Tera there, which I don't know if that's actually what they want to do. So we'll see what they got. I think we're in a decent spot here. And judging based off the leads, we'll know all 4, basically. So we see backs and Flutter. So it's probably going to be Amoonguss Arcanine, maybe? Or at least Amoonguss. I don't think you bring Ting Lu, so it's probably going to be Amoonguss Arcanine. So the fact that we have Maushold on deck is really, really, really good. Let's think about what we want to do here. There's nothing wrong with like this, I don't think. You just beat up here. I think you have to Tera just so you don't get worked. And just get the backs off the board. What are they going to do? Like loaded dice play? They could, I think we also outspeed most of what Baxes bring to the table. So we do not want to get messed up by ice attacks or fairy attacks. And if they wanted to go for like a Shadow Ball into us, we could have redirected that with the Follow Me, so they probably shouldn't be doing that either. Dazzling Gleam's very standard. That might be a Specs Flutter. Glaive Rush. Okay, okay. We got that Friend Guard boost, boys. And their backs, done. Backs is done. We're going to get 4 hits on our beat up, one-shot the backs, and then it's going to force out either Amoonguss or Arcanine, judging by how we tried to analyze the game. We forced out the Ting Lu, we forced out the Ting Lu, but they shouldn't be bringing Ting Lu unless they wanted to go for Fishers. So that's gone. Right, and then I think there's Flutter Spexed. So we might be able to even just like redirect it. We get the Leftovers tick. There's nothing really wrong depending on what they do either with going like double protect to get an extra Leftovers tick. So we'll see. It's these Palafins teams, man. They're pretty easy to understand for the most part. Because you know what they have to bring. If either they go Palafin, you know what exactly the mons are on the back, or they don't go Palafin and you kind of still know what the mons are on the back. So that's going to activate our Defiant, which is huge. And so let's actually think about this board. I don't think there's an issue with double protect for this first turn. This will also tell us a little bit more about if that Flutter Mane is locked into specs. So if the Flutter Mane, like, this will also let us, like, beta Tera or something like that. We're basically just using this to get an extra Leftovers tick. But we want to get the Arcanine off the board, I think, because that's the one that would threaten the Chien-Pao the most. Dazzling Gleam, so it looks like they're specs. And I think they're specs based off the damage they do to our Maushold. I've run the calcs a little bit. Normally, like, a Moonblast would do about 45%, and that almost did as much as a single target Moonblast. So that has to be some sort of, like, weird set. So we actually don't even need to redirect here. We don't. There's no reason to redirect here because like you could go into my ape with both those, but we're going to be able to cut that dazzling damage into nothing. And if you wanted to go for a Flare Blitz and target my ape, like that's fine too. So is it worth switching? Hard to say. I think it's still worth leaving the Maushold on the board. Don't really know what we would do here though. But there's no real reason to follow me other than it helping us avoid crit. But if we take out the Maushold, we might be struggling a little bit with the Amoonguss. You know what? There's nothing really wrong with it. Let's just go for the Follow Me play. I think it's fine. And we'll just go for the Rage Fist into the Arcanine again. Pivot out for a Moongus. Okay. This Arcanine probably would KO our Maushold with a Flare Blitz. Oh, it's Ting Lu! Hey, that works. That is not doing anything at all whatsoever, and they're actually going to make their Flutter Mane weaker after I KO this Arcanine. So let's see if they can actually get the KO. They're trying to reset the Flutter Mane move they're locked into, so they're probably locked into... Ooh, the fact that NK was huge unless they burn. Oh, that's so big that we're not dead. Because we can redirect that first power gem that they're going to want to bring out. Nice. Arcanine goes down for the count. So yeah, what we're going to do probably is just go follow me, Rage Fist into the Flutter, let the Ting Lu go for Fissures or whatever it feels like doing. It could even go for like a Stomping Tantrum and probably take out our Ape at this point. But then we have Chien-Pao and Dragonite in the backfield to take it out. And I'm like 99.9% sure that Flutter Mane is choiced. So they could still go for D-Loom and then maybe like, I don't even know, like a full speed Ting Lu Scarf would be able to outspeed our Ape, right? That's probably the only option that they have. So we're going to follow me up here and go for just a Rage Fist in that slot. And I don't think it's Sash. I think it's Spexed. It shows it's so obvious that it's Spexed. It's swapped out, be able to reset the move. And let's see what move they use. I'd rather just see like a Power Gem or something. Dazzling Gleam again. Okay, cool. Hey, how fast is this Ting Lu? 45 base speed versus a 90. I have like very limited investment here. Okay, cool. Because like I know he's Fissuring me, bro. I know it. Do we all know this? And no Sash because obviously you're Spexed. So let's see. Fisher Price. Stomping Tantrum. Good play. Probably is going to get the KO. Yep. And that's completely fine. Absolutely, positively, completely fine. We could have also went for like Drain Punches in that thing. It's not worth it. That guy would have like protected or done something weird. And we just wanted to get the Flutter Mane off because the Flutter Mane was the thing that checked both of these. And now we can go for all the good stuff. So we can go for all the good stuff. They can still Tera. And so there is an option for me to go like Protect. But I don't think I need to. I do not think that I need to. I'm just gonna double Ice up into this. Ice. Actually, let's go Sacred Sword for this first one. I don't think they go Steel, would they? No. I can take the time to double Ice Spinner. Cool. Force a Tera. I don't think they Terra'd yet, right? But like, what Tera would they go? It's always Poison on this guy, and these both hit for neutral. And the fact that well, yeah, you'll get the idea. It's gonna be decent damage. Decent damage. Look at that damage. Ice Spinner D's. Boom! Almost getting the KO. Fissure with the miss, though. Yeah, that's what you get. Try to Fissure the Dragonite! Or I already Terra'd. What'd you think? You thought this was some sort of Fissure game? Fisher Price, twice as nice? Not in my house. We'll take those wins. We'll take those wins. And so, like, again, those Palafin teams, they're strong. But, like, if they don't lead Palafin, or if they do lead Palafin, you know exactly what the mons are in the back. And knowing what the mons are in the back in those situations, even though we got it wrong, like, and they still had Ting Lu, we knew 100% that they had an Arcanine that they had to bring in and activate our Defiant, and we were able to flowchart the game correctly and get those big wins. Garg could be a bit of a hard matchup, I think. So I'm going to actually bring Scizor here. Scizor does a good job about pinning most of those mons. And you can U-turn against most of them. You can close combat against most of them. Like, Scizor is really, really underrated here. You can also think about going Mouseape here. I just don't think we need to use Mouseape. So we're going to go Scizor here. And then, like, realistically, I wonder if that's a Scarf Tusk. I think it probably is a Scarf Tusk. Or at the very least, like a Booster Energy. Because I think it's going to be like Booster Energy, Roaring Moon, Sash, Flutter, Scarf Tusk. And if that's how I think it's going to be played, I wonder how much I care about Tusk if I were to lead like this. I think this is a solid lead against most of those. Bring out Chien-Pao in the back. And I still think you want to bring the Maushold exactly the same tech. If we're afraid of those Spores, we want to redirect those mid-game. We can redirect those Sucker Punches. We can redirect those Salt Cures. You can redirect so many different things. Redirect those Fissures. And yeah, Maushold is like so good. Coming out and basically allowing us to get those trades. Like, this team wants to trade all game. We trade 1 for 1, 1 for 2, and Maushold has that little bit of an enigma that makes one of our mons trade for like a 1 for 2 or 1 for 3 and gives us the slight edge so we win in the late game. So let's see if this is going to work. I wonder if they're going to be leading with like, what is it? If they're going to be leading with the Bonnet. I wonder, Bonnet's like the weirder mon here. So we can also even like hard swap Scizor out for like Chien-Pao and go for like big E-speeds one-shot things too. Okay, so there's a Sash somewhere. I don't even know if I want a Tailwind. Oh, it's Booster Flutter. Yo, that's different. They're probably going to Protect and just Breaking Swipe, right? And I'm just completely okay with that. I'll Tailwind here. I think I'm fine. If you want to protect, then my Dragonite outspeeds you too. Like, this sucks getting attack dropped like this. If they want to go Breaking Swipe. But I think this is going to put us in a really, really big advantage. But we'll see. We'll see. This team is so much fun to play. Our team's really fun to play. I like this a lot. So many Flutters think they can just do things against, like, Scizor. It's like, bro, I'm literally Scizor. You can go, like, Fire Tera, Steel Tera. You might not die to the Bullet Punch. You won't. But, like, oh, God, they're gone. Bro, who hurt you? It was me. It was me. The whole time. It was me. I hurt you. I hurt you bad. You got Flamethrower, buddy? Like, what are you going to do with that Roaring Moon over there? Throat Chop. Dude, Scizor does not care, bro. And we get up our Tailwind. No Breaking Swipe. So, now we should be outspeeding that Roaring Moon. Let's see our speed tier. We go to 80. We don't outspeed it. We don't outspeed a Jolly Roaring Moon. But we do outspeed, like, an Adamant one. I have absolutely no problem with just... What's Ting-Lu gonna do here? I'm gonna do this. I want to see how much damage we stick onto the Roaring Moon, and this board lets me not really care that much about Ting-Lu. It could Scale Shot my Dragonite. Okay, I made the right play. I went for the Ice Spinner in that slot. It's gonna do a lot. It still does a lot even if they didn't Terastallize it, but they wasted their Tera here, I feel. And I didn't want to, like, overcommit the Ting-Lu with, like, a U-turn, and they go, like, Poison Tera. That would have sucked. So let's see it. Oh my gosh, that's within range for Bullet Punch next turn. Tailwind back. Good play from our opponent. Tailwind's good there, and probably, like, a Stomping Tantrum, right? Ruination into Dragonite. That's such a smart play, dude. They ignored my boy Scizor. They ignored my Scizor! Unlucky. That should still KO. This still does a lot. If they can put that one within range of, like, a Chien-Pao or something, we're in a good spot. I want to see if they're going to, like, protect Stomping Tantrum, protect Fisher into the Scizor. Probably that AV set Tinglu. It's the only one that really runs Ruination. So we'll see. We will see. Their Flutter's already down. Their Tera's already revealed. We're in a commanding spot, but that was a good play from them. The Ruination was sick. Let's see what they're going to do. They're pretty pinned here. Pretty pinned. Easy peasy, dude. Scizor is so good. Scizor is so good in these matchups. Like, it basically punishes people for trying to play the same, like, hyper-aggressive playstyle as we are, right? If you want to go with those booster Flutters or these crazy aggressive Roaring Moons, like, Scizor says, like, know your role. Just gotta take a little bit of a chill pill out there. That's bulky as all hell. Rock Slide, too. Wow. You don't see that often on Ting-Lu. I like Rock Slide on Ting-Lu. You don't really see that often. So let's see. Tusk. Okay. That's the Sash, because the Flutter had the booster, right? So there's nothing really wrong with us just going Bullet Punch into that slot. And, like, I kind of want to go E-Speed Bullet Punch, because, like, what do we have in the back? We have Mouse. Ugh, that's not a good board at all, is it? I mean, we're fine. We're going to lose both of our Mons this turn if we do that. Let's just get the damage. It's fine. That was canceled. I'll take the win. I'll take the win. You didn't know that I had Maushold in the back. You didn't know that I didn't have, like, win conditions in the back. We take those wins. They scooped just a little bit too early. I feel like if maybe if they had Rock Slide or something on the Tusk, they could have brought something. But maybe they were, like, choice still. And if that's what they were, like, they would have lost because they wouldn't have had, like, we didn't show Tera yet. We didn't show our Mons in the back. We still had a ton of tools left to close out the game. I was still confident we were going to win, but they made it a lot easier by scooping, that's for sure. Oh, man, it's that regional champion Justin Tang's team. Okay, so that one had Sash, Chien-Pao. I think it was Booster Flutter, because that's just the one everyone uses right now. It might have been Specs. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Let me know in the chat. I mean, I bullet punch both those, but let me know which one it is. Citrus Amoonguss, Goggles Arcanine, and the Pult. And so Pult makes things a little bit dicier, but I think Pult gets just dumpstered by, like, Sucker Punch. They basically have to Tera. And if that's the case, like, something like Chien-Pao Dragonite could be very good here. You can also just go Mausape against this board as well. Like, actually, I don't hate the Mausape. Let's just play that. We'll show you what happens when you go Mausape versus this. Because, like, it can win, too. The fact that you're leading Maushold makes, like, Amoonguss leads, like, really, really bad. Amoonguss pivots really, really bad. Bringing the Arcanine's very, very underwhelming as well. And then I would say you still want Dragonite just because it trades so well into so many of those Mons. And I would say just still bring the Chien-Pao. Scizor's okay. There are so many arguments for Scizor here. But I feel like... fuck it. I want to bring Scizor, right? I like Scizor. I'm going to bring it. Chien-Pao's very good, but I feel like Sash just isn't the good item in this situation. They have like E-speeds on their Arcanine. They have priority moves. Like, I guess we could have brought in the Farigiraf too, but like that Pokemon literally you only bring it if they have like hard Trick Room. That's the only situation where we would ever really bring it. Cool. Flutter Mane and the Palafin. So in this case scenario, it is that booster. Who do we think they're hitting? The right play for them is actually to hit the mouse. And if that's the case, they're probably going into the Amoonguss. I'm going to go for the beat up play. I'm going to keep this very, very, very standard. Like, you got to be this tall to ride. Like, that's what we're doing. You can hard switch out if you want. Looks like they're not switching, which means they're probably flip turning. I don't even remember if Justin's had flip turn. They could be protecting this first turn. But we're playing this real standard. You shouldn't be able to break my mouse. I wonder if they're just going to click Wave Crash turn 1. Jet Punch turn 1. Into the mouse. They're trying to break the mouse. They're going to lose their Palafin for this. This doesn't KO. Yeah, like we are really, 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 really thick on the Spidef side. So they're not going to get that. I take out their Palafin for free. What do you do? Bring in an Arcanine? That ain't it, Chief. Are you going to bring in an Amoonguss? Like, redirect City out here. We already got the boosts. Easy peasy. You bring in Polt, maybe. Polt's probably your best option here. Polt could be... Polt's an option, I would say. Against Polt, I wonder if we would just fodder the mouse. Like, protect Ape, let it die, bring out the Scizor, and lock up the Flutter Mane slot like that. Chien-Pao, okay. That's going to be sashed. Okay. I'm just going to protect. Drain Punch and Chien-Pao be really good, but I think we just win the game if we get this Rage Fist off. Just going to go for the Rage Fist. No reason to Drain Punch right now. I think Drain Punch is too obvious. Another thing is, like, if I did want to Drain Punch and I want Protect Maushold, the best play for them... Let's see, they're Terrastizing Fairy. They're still dead. I wonder if they're going to nuke my Ape. But I have the Friend Guard boost to cover up for the fact that Protect... You see, like, there's no reason to ever take that bait into the Chien-Pao. Ever. Like, Chien-Pao's 100% checked by Scizor. That's why we have Scizor plus Dragonite in the back of this team. And they can go for a D-Gleam... They're trying their best. They're really hoping that we go, that we went to the Chien-Pao and we just, no reason to at all. If they would have protected the Flutter, they're overextending with their Chien-Pao and they would have to, at the worst case scenario for them, they do a little bit of damage, but then I'd get a Drain Punch, go all the way back to full, and then they'd be at their Sash. So, in this situation, we just take the KO on their Flutter, and what are you going to bring out? Arcanine? Amoonguss? Arcanine or Amoonguss? I mean, the two things that we absolutely destroy Dumpster. Waste on Route 1? While we're getting these lefties ticks, like, it's so good. Maushold's literally better than Flutter, better than Palafin, better than Chien-Pao, better than all of them. There's an Arcanine, that's a +1, and we just take the Arcanine off the board. There's no reason to even like go after the, I don't think there's even a reason to even go after the Chien-Pao right now. Because it's just going to protect bait things. Like, Chien-Pao cannot trade with Scizor, so if we check the Arcanine, we're going to be fine. That being said, we don't even need to follow me. Like, what are you going to do? So, I guess in this case scenario, you would just Super Fang the Chien-Pao. But realistically, you don't even need to Super Fang it. You can even just beat up it just to break Sash. You just need to break Sash. And just go Rage Fist in the Arcanine. Battle's canceled. Easiest game of my life. Like, this team is so good. This team is so good. You guys should all be using it in your own games. More Palafin, Arcanine, Amoonguss, man. They just don't learn. They just don't learn. Let's see. Mausape versus this could be fine, because it's even better versus, like, King Gambit and Ting Luz. Yeah, I don't mind the Maushold here. Maushold heavily disincentivizes things like Amoonguss, Arcanine, and Flutter from having an impact in the game, so they have to go with things like King Gambit, and then in those sort of situations, you would just be protecting your mouse, because they're going to do everything in their power to get mouse off the board to unlock their ability to use their other mons like Amoonguss and Palafin correctly. So we don't have to care about their Flutter. We just want to not lose to things like Ting-Lu and King Gambit, and we're good to go. In the back, in this matchup, I like Scizor for a couple reasons, so we're going to bring Scizor. Dragonite is okay. Dragonite is okay. I think I will bring Dragonite over the Chien-Pao. I think Chien-Pao is still a really good mon, but I like the ability for Dragonite to go for Iron Heads into the Flutters and, you know, a couple other things. Like E-Speed goes before Jet Punch. Like, I feel like Dragonite's just also a better switch-in matchup to deal with Palafin. Palafin has a kind of a hard time dealing with Dragonite, so if they're playing their game correctly, right? They're not gonna just lose their Palafin in like a couple turns, and they're not just gonna lose the game for trying to set up a Palafin either. So, because of those reasons, I think that it's like just a better check. So no Palafin, right? And this is absolutely fine. So like I talked about in this matchup, what they want to be doing is going for like really, really big respect of the Maushold, I would say. So let me just take a look. We also didn't see Booster. So their last two mons are probably... They could still bring Ting-Lu. I don't think they should. But it's probably at least Amoonguss, and I would say Arcanine. So in this matchup, if I'm them, I'm just going Protect here. And I think I just bulk up. I don't think I need to really care that much, because we should be outspeeding the King Gambit if they wanted to double up into me. And we have the Frengar boost that we're trying to elongate the presence of on the board. Dazzling. Oh, wow. They actually still clicked it. So I should have went Fire Tera, I guess. It's a lot of damage, but we're fine. We're fine. Ooh, that's Spexed. Unless that was a crit. Okay, so that is Specs Flutter. So next turn, we just have to go Terastallize, Rage Fist it. And I want to see the Corto Cleave into the mouse. Iron Head. Okay, into the mouse. Same idea. Right, so in this exact situation, how much do I care about that? If they're going to be Iron Heading me, I can just swap in my Scizor. I can even just swap in my Scizor and Protect. I like that play. Because I think that's a Specs Flutter. This gives me an extra Leftovers tick. I don't have to waste my Tera in doing this, and I feel like I'm in a good enough spot. And I also have Mouse in the back to be able to switch in and reactivate my Friend Guard, or switch in on a Spore. So very, very good spot to be in so far. I don't think that Scizor's that pinned, but let's see. Whoa, the Tera. Cool. I'm really happy to see your Tera. Is it Dark Tera? Are you going all in? Oh, Fairy Tera. It's gone next turn. It has to be Specs. They're doing this in case they needed to high roll the damage. But I think I'm in a good spot, because now they can't Terastallize away their King Gambit. So next turn, I just go Bullet Punch into the Flutter, and we just take out the King Gambit. And I think I still might go Fire Tera on my 8, just in case that is a Sash Flutter. Just because I don't want to lose the game for it, you know? It's a lot of damage to Scizor. Hopefully they don't just take my Scizor out. Ooh, they read us! We're still probably faster than them, though. Good play, though. Great play. Really, really good stuff from them. I think it was a good play. Punished me for being passive. Scizor's holding on, though. And like I said, we're going to go Bullet Punch. And we will go Terastallize here. So let's see. Sucker Punch shouldn't do it. And I really think they're choice specs. I really think that's a specs Dazzling. Did a lot to like a heavy HP Spadef Scizor. Did a lot to our Annihilape that has full HP Spadef with Friend Guard up. Like, I think it has to be specs. So we're just going to do this just so we don't die, just in case. Bullet Punch, let's see if you're sashed. Like, you could be sashed modest, and it would make a lot of sense here. And so we didn't have to Tera there, because I was pretty sure, right? But, like, those sash modest calcs can be a little bit weird, too. And we should be able to outspeed. Sucker Punch. And that's going to fail because I used a priority move first. So because Scizor has a higher base speed than King Gambit, which is one of the reasons why I use Scizor on this team instead of King Gambit, my Bullet Punch goes before their Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch is going to fail if another priority move is used first. So they got double dumpstered. And like I said, I didn't even have to Tera, but like, bruh, I got a bulk up. You have to send your Arcanine out here, by the way. You have to send Arcanine out here. What I'm probably going to do is just protect my Annihilape, do whatever I want to do with Scizor, let it die, and then just bring in Mouse and just redirect to the end of the game. There's the Arcanine, just like we said. They have to have it, right? The way to beat this sort of core is to pin at least one of them and make it really, really hard for them to use their Arcanine, which in this team, it's either the Arcanine or the Amoonguss is the big pivot mon for this team that makes the whole team kind of work. And if you make it really, really hard for those Pokemon to do their job and make your opponent have to win in a different way, maybe by bringing Palafin in the mid game or bringing out Fluttermane in the very back, it makes them have to find other ways to win, which is very, very hard. So in this situation, I think we're just going to let Scizor die. We might as well click like U-turn protect. And if you want to go into my Scizor, that's fine. I don't even need a bullet punch. I don't need the extra damage. I'd like to be able to save my Scizor, right? That'd be cool. E-speed? Yo! We are going to get this U-turn off. That's sick. This is going to be a lot of damage. Super effective. Super effective. That's a lot of damage. So we could come in with... I think that it's still right to come in with Maushold. Because I think if they're just going to like Stomping Tantrum, right? And we're still at full. So we can just redirect for days. We can redirect and go for a Drain Punch into the Tinglu. We're at +2 versus Tinglu. Stomping Tantrum is going to get blocked. Oh my gosh, it's almost like I play the game. It's almost like I built this team. And it's just so good. Like, this is my favorite team so far. I built it with Donnie, and you know, I gave him my best. And this is it. Like, this team just literally free wins against like 90% of the meta right now. I feel like everyone's trying their best to copy what did well at Fort Wayne, and like this team just crushes it super hard. So we're gonna go for the redirection here. Just to play it safe. Drain Punch should be able to get the KO there. Awesome. We could have went for like Super Fang Drain Punch too if we were really afraid, but I didn't want to proc Citruses or do anything. We got a crit, you know we didn't. We were THATSAplusONE. And Tinglu would have a much lower % chance of protecting than an Arcanine would. And we don't really care about Arcanine. What do they do? Will-O-Wisp or a Fire type? They get the critical hit into our Maushold. Literally never lucky. Literally never lucky. That's fine. Like, what would they ever do to Ape? Bro, what are you going to do to Ape, bro? We don't even need to send out Dragonite. We can just send the Scizor back out. We can just send Scizor back out. We don't even need to show Dragonite. Dragonite not required. Annihilape only. I'm going to click the CC because I want it. And we'll take the wins. Take these wins all the way to the bank. Pretty cool team. I would say try the rental code. The rental code, we'll show it right after this again. The PokePaste is in the description. Think about checking out the Patreon if you guys want me to help you make teams like this one that suit your play styles, that like can help you get to Master Ball. Like, think about checking out the Patreon. Let's go check out the rental code one more time. So again, one last time, this is the rental code for the team we use today. All of these sets are so much fun. That heavy Spadef Maushold, that heavy Spadef on the Annihilape. A lot of these Pokemon actually have a lot of investment in special defense, and it just goes so far. We don't even have to care about our defensive side because our Chien-Pao is going to shred our own teammates' defenses anyways. I would highly recommend this rental team, and like I said, if you guys want to check out more rentals, you want to check out more teams, you want to see a bunch of teams that I'm not even showing anywhere else other than Patreon, well, that's all on Patreon. And even in the lowest tier, the $2 tier, you get access to literally everything. Access to Discord roles, tournaments, teams I don't show anywhere else. And I want to do my best to actually help everyone that wants to get better. And I can do that a lot easier on Patreon than I can on just a bunch of different social medias. It's so much easier to get those one-on-one connections with the limited amount of people that are on Patreon than everyone on Twitch or everyone on YouTube. And so I would say please just think about checking it out. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll probably be streaming some games with this team as well. I really do like this team, and I think it's actually going to be a team that's going to be good for a long time this season. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.